Question: have you ever heard the saying, respect your elders? Well, the rappers in this video didn't get the memo, so in exchange, they got humbled. Starting with MGK. Machine Gun Kelly was dumb enough to do the one thing you never do with Eminem, and that's go for his daughter. He tweeted, "Okay, just saw a picture of Eminem's daughter. She is hot as fuck," in the most respectful way, because M is king. MGK was 21 and she was 16 at the time, so he was definitely giving up some pedo vibes, you get me? He would later say that him and Eminem's people fixed all the problems they had.
We had handled it behind the scenes 6 years ago.
They all spoke about it. So after
no, he's a recluse. We can't find him. So we didn't speak. I spoke to Paul Rosenberg and his team.
But that was far from the truth, because in 2015, he did an interview with Hot 97 where he basically accused Eminem of blackballing him.
Quiet is kept still, you know, is a reason why certain things don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
don't happen. Okay.
Right? So like, listen or review this joint. Certain places you won't even hear Machine Gun Kelly on.
Kelly thought that since Eminem was a big part of Interscope Records, he was trying to influence the label's decisions on his career. But Eminem didn't even take him serious enough to give him a response. So Kelly tried to force the response out of him when he featured on a song by Tech 9 titled No Reason. He rapped, "I pop cherries and pop stars, you popsicles not hard. Popped in the top charts, out the cop car. To remind y'all, you just rap, you're not gods." Many thought that this was a reference to Eminem's rap god, because it was, and this would force Tech 9 to clarify that he didn't want no smoke, cause he never knew that Kelly was gonna diss M on the song. Kelly would finally get his wish when Eminem would respond with the song titled Not Alike. He rapped, "Next time you don't gotta use Tech 9. If you wanna come at me with a sub, Machine Gun, but you already know who the fuck you are, Kelly. I don't use sublims and I sure as fuck don't sneak this. Keep commenting on my daughter Haley, I keep trolling, motherfucker." The song got a lot of mainstream attention, making Kelly look like a clown in the process. So he definitely had to redeem himself, and he tried to when he would release the song Rap Devil. Lord have mercy. The track was a 4-minute rant about Eminem shelving him, and he also added a few verses in there for Haley. It wasn't a bad song overall. I mean, the views speak for themselves, but even those hundreds of millions of views couldn't step to Eminem. A week later, Eminem would release the song Killshot, and the cover was already trolling MGK. But cool cover or not, based on the public's reaction, Eminem still did better than Kelly. But this was not the end of their feud, because there was still just their beef multiple times, even on interviews, like when Eminem addressed all the shelving rumors.
I dissed him is because first when he said, I'm the greatest rapper alive since my favorite rapper banned me from Shade 45 or whatever he said, right? Like I'm trying to hinder his career, so I don't give a f about your career. You think I actually think about you? You know how many rappers that are better than you?
But even after addressing their problems, Kelly would still imply that he was a liar on The Breakfast Club.
That wasn't true, was that he didn't make a call in regards to the daughter situation, and you know, that was false. Jimmy Iovine and Puff conference called me at 9 in the morning with multiple other people. And that was a conversation that happened at 3 in the morning the previous night with Harv Pierre, James Cruz, Paul Rosenberg, James McMillan.
So M lied. He did talk to Puff.
M lied.
He never talked.
It was unclear who was telling the truth, but that still didn't matter because the public mainly chose to be on Eminem's side. MGK had a chance to redeem himself yet again when he said that he had another diss track in the lineup, but he never released it because he thought Eminem's diss on him was too weak for a response. Anyway, the beef with Eminem definitely took a huge toll on his career, because not long after, he would suffer a massive decline in viewership and streams, to a point where he even had to switch genres. Yeah, the feud made that boy leave hip-hop alone. He would turn to his sensitive side and become some sort of a emo rapper slash pop star. Basically, he was becoming kind of a mixture of Lil Wayne mixed with Justin Bieber. It was a mess. And it definitely showed on his album Hotel Diablo. It did terribly on the charts. Okay, the numbers were not that bad, but they weren't MGK level. They were more like the numbers of a trending SoundCloud rapper, not necessarily a mainstream artist as big as MGK. And he himself would admit that his numbers took a big dip. On an interview he did with USA Today, he would talk about how his beef with Eminem affected him negatively. As a hip-hop album, Diablo is flawless front to back, and there's a hint to the evolution of how I went into a pop-punk album. But it was coming off the tail end of the infamous beef with Eminem, so no one wanted to give it the time of day. He luckily managed to save his struggling career when he became a pop star. But someone who was not lucky enough to change genres was French Montana. He would often claim that Kendrick Lamar did not deserve all the praise that he gets, and he didn't even mind telling people what he felt.
Why you think Kendrick sells more than like street rappers?
Cause they position him like how they did in the Grammys as the new music. Well, I don't feel like that's, you know, it's not that it's not the right thing to do, but I just feel like you see, it's like the whole thing was like Kendrick night.
And after claiming that Kendrick did not deserve his spotlight, he said he has as many hits as Kendrick. If we're just talking about anthems, me versus Kendrick, hit for hit, I believe I can go neck to neck. And bro just looked like a clown after this post because Kendrick wouldn't even respond, but other rappers would on his behalf.
Stupid ass nigga say he got more hits than Kendrick Lamar. Fool.
This would even lead to him and Young Thug having a short feud for a little bit. But I'm sure you're wondering, why did French Montana have so much animosity towards Kendrick? Well, it's because he felt like he got robbed. In 2017, French Montana would team up with Swaley to make their hit song Unforgettable, with many even calling it the track of the summer. But sadly for the duo, they didn't get the Grammy they badly wanted. To make it even worse, they never even got nominated. This would force Swaley to tweet, "They ain't dropped Unforgettable. No Grammy? They sleeping on me. No worries." And Montana followed up with, "I got nominated for All the Way Up last year. All the Way Up wasn't half what Unforgettable is." So it's obvious that not winning a Grammy really hurt them. But the worst part about Montana's night was that Kendrick managed to bag an award that year. But it seemed like they finally made peace when he decided to start pushing for a fight.
I was just heated I ain't win a Grammy for Unforgettable.
That's what it was?
Yeah, but Kendrick is my dog. But just that one day at the interview, I was just so heated that I ain't win, and he was the winner. And I was just like, yo, but I fuck with Kendrick. I fuck with the whole,
But if you just look at the numbers, you wouldn't blame him for wanting a beef with Kendrick. For example, look at the feud between Kendrick and Drake. Both men did crazy numbers on all streaming service, not to mention on all social media. But of course, someone like Drake does not need a beef to go viral or make the charts. But just imagine if we put French Montana in Drake's place. He could have gotten almost as big as a push as he got with Unforgettable. You might not know it, but French's career has been on the decline, to a point where he was buying fake streams. Yeah man, it's tough. He released the song Writing on the Wall, which featured Cardi B and Post Malone. The song would initially reach the charts upon its release, but slowly fell out of the top 200 after 5 weeks. But all of a sudden, 3 months later, the song popped back up the charts, and this time it was even peaking at 21. But he wasn't playing anyone, because people would then take to Twitter to claim that their Spotify was hacked and auto-playing Montana's song, and the date of the comments matched the date his song charted. So he was definitely proved to be a liar. So now you know why he might have needed a beef with Kendrick. It was gonna give that boy a little bit of recognition. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me feed the family. Thanks for watching.